Hi there, Ifejot here. Welcome to day 5. It is great to have you on this journey to transformation. I'm tagging today's talk, the attitude of gratitude. Now, gratitude is an extremely crucial part of life. Gratitude is simply recognizing and appreciating the good things in your life, right? It is easy for a person to say, I don't have any good thing going on in my life. I'll tell you what, maybe you haven't thought well enough because everyone alive. And I say this carefully because it's possible to consider people that are having it really tough at the moment. But everyone, if careful thinking is engaged, has one thing at least to be grateful for. Now, if you're able to watch me because you're intending to transform or change your life, I want you to believe that you have more than one thing to be grateful for. And so the idea for me is that you want to commit to developing in yourself a heart of gratitude. If before now you are focused more on the things you lack, you're focused more on the things you've struggled with, you're focused more on the things that haven't worked for you, I'm calling you to that place of consciousness, right? I'm calling you to that place of consciousness where you begin to focus on the things that are working for you. Gratitude in itself would lead you to contentment. Gratitude in itself will save you from greed. Now, the idea is there's one who has a lot and yet isn't satisfied, and there's one who doesn't have as much and yet is satisfied. Now, the difference between those two is the heart of gratitude. A lack of gratitude will lead you easily to comparison. It will lead you to be looking out for what your neighbor has that you don't. The lack of gratitude will cause you to focus on what you lack. So imagine that you focus more on what you lack than what you have. The lack of gratitude will easily lead you to envy. It will lead you to dissatisfaction. The irony is that you could easily have been at peace except for the lack of gratitude. You could easily have been at peace except for the lack of gratitude. It is possible to see someone that has a lot and yet isn't satisfied with what they have. And it is possible to see someone that, by the standards of people in the world, does not have a lot, but yet is at peace. Now, when you ask yourself, indeed, what is going on? Why is it that if you go to some regions where you consider people to be living in poverty, they seem to have the peace that people in the modern world, with all forms of development and the compelled bustle to enrich themselves, seem to lack that same peace? It's the dissatisfaction that stems from envy sometimes, that stems from comparison sometimes, because now I'm weighing my life compared to the life of another. Or I'm weighing my life compared to the life that is expected generally in a system, and I can't seem to see why I should be content. Now, gratitude places your heart in that stable place where you can engage life from a position of appropriate well-being. Gratitude keeps your emotional well-being in check. It allows your heart and your mind work normally, right? You can be at peace. You can live with joy. You can live in peace, right? Gratitude allows you to face life appropriately. Challenges and all, you are able to face life. When you're a grateful person, you've taken stock of the things that are working. You know what else isn't working, right? You have what it takes to commit to life appropriately. Your mind isn't filled with the chaos of lack and needs and wants and desires. Your mind is filled with peace. And so you can engage life from that point of peace. Gratitude will strengthen your relationships with people. Having a grateful heart will strengthen your relationships with people. Why? Because when you show up, you have the disposition of joy and peace and love. You'll be present in your relationships. You're not driven by the hustle and bustle of life. So you'll be present in your relationships. You'll be present in your friendships. You'll be present in everything that you've committed yourself to do because your heart is at peace because you're grateful. It gives you a generally good outlook. You don't want to be that person that every time they show up, they're complaining. They're complaining because this isn't working and that isn't working. As a matter of fact, every time you're looking for what isn't working, you will find more things that are not working. And I believe that for everybody, there is something that isn't working. Now, the ones that don't pay attention to those things and pay attention to the ones that are working, find progress more easily accessible. You are better off progressing in life from a place of peace than you are from a disgruntled place. Because gratitude gives you a positive mindset. It just allows you to stay in that place of a positive mindset. It just makes you, exude positivity. You just know things will work. You need a heart of gratitude to understand that there's nothing in this life that is insurmountable. And when you have that positive outlook, you attract good to yourself. The problem with lacking gratitude is that it keeps you dissatisfied and unhappy about your life. Look, it keeps you dissatisfied and unhappy about your life. It increases the level of anxiety and the stress level that you engage life with. The lack of gratitude will even cause you to attract more negative experiences. Why? Your dispositions will create that. Your disposition would create that. The kind of energy that you give out will determine the kind of energy that comes to you. If you're a happy, joyful, grateful person, the disposition to people will show. Your actions to people will show it. If you're an ungrateful person, your actions to people will show it. So imagine that an ungrateful person receives a gift from someone and shows that lack of gratitude and acts like they're entitled and acts like the other person has been unkind to them. Guess what's going to happen? They're not going to be kind to them any longer. Now, guess what? If you do that to all the people in your life, or all the people that have access to you, you would have potentially lost all the people that could have played a good role in your life. Now, you might cause your life's problem by yourself and then think that things are working against you. The Bible says that the fool messes up his life and then turns around and blames God. And so if you hold an ungrateful position and then you end up losing everyone that could have been beneficial to your rising, you can't blame God for that. It was you and the energy that you gave to the world. It was you and the behavior that you had come up with. It was you and the disposition that you exuded. It was you and the behavior that you decided. And so the lack of gratitude just gives you a generally bad outlook. Nobody wants to be around an ungrateful person. Nobody wants to be around an ungrateful person. Everyone will want to camp around someone who is grateful for the little things, grateful for the big things. Everyone will want to camp around. The truth is, if you were grateful for the little things, people would find ways to do more for you. It's just a normal law of life. People are generally happy to help someone that is grateful. And something I always say, it's not what we don't have that is the problem. It is what we have, but we don't value or appreciate that robs us of what else is available to us. And finally, I'd say for everything you think you lack, seek knowledge. Right? For everything you think you lack, seek knowledge. And that's in any area of your life right now. For everything you think you lack, seek knowledge. And it will lead it to you. And that's for any area of your life. Anything you think you lack, seek knowledge. It will lead it to you. Or why do you think the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing? Right? And it says to get wisdom. Right? In all you're getting, get understanding. The idea is that you cannot know a thing or know how a thing works and lack it. You cannot know how a thing works and lack it. And so for everything you think you lack right now, seek knowledge. And it will lead you to it. What I want to leave you with is I want you to write down 10 things that you are grateful for. Now, you might need to think deeply. It depends on where you are in life. But what I want you to do is sit down, think about it, and write down 10 things that you are grateful for and make a big deal of those things. Celebrate those things. Bring yourself out of that place where you think your life is a mess, where you think your life is not going the way it should go, and come to that place of gratitude and maintain that spirit of gratitude as we go along on this journey, so that the right mind, the right heart, and the right disposition is what gets you there. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.